A base of merit. Luang Por taught lay meditators that although they were unable to enjoy all the conditions conducive to meditation practice provided by monastic life, they were to give the same attention to an overall cultivation of the threefold training, one that reduced obstacles to Dhamma practice as much as possible and encouraged supporting factors. Everything began with generosity. Giving material things created a familiarity with the letting go of selfishness and possessiveness that would stand meditators in good stead when seeking to let go of increasingly subtle levels of attachment during meditation. Performing acts of generosity is a kind of toraman, that is, training the mind by countering its desires. He gave an example of a person with 2 apples who decides to give one to a friend but realizes that he wants to keep the larger one for himself. A Dhamma practitioner would overcome his selfish thoughts and give away the larger. If you dare decide to give away the big apple, you feel a twinge of grief. But once you've made the decision, the grief is gone. This is disciplining the mind in the correct way and achieving a victory over yourself. Giving dana, giving happiness to others, is a way of cleansing what is soiled within. You need a warm, kind and benevolent heart. This is something to reflect on. Generosity is the first thing that needs to be maintained in your mind. Meditators were encouraged to develop new skillful habits by recognizing and consistently turning away from the unskillful habits they had accumulated. Defilements are like a cat. If you spoil a cat, then it will come around all the time. But suppose one day it starts rubbing up against your leg and you don't feed it. It will meow angrily, but if you refuse to give it any food, within a day or 2, you won't see it anymore. It's the same with defilements. If you don't follow them, then, before long, they won't come to disturb you anymore. And from then on, you'll be at peace. Make the defilements afraid of you. Don't make yourself afraid of defilements. Keeping the 5 precepts was a minimum requirement for those serious about making progress in Dhamma practice. By not keeping them, would-be meditators made bad karma, threatened their most important relationships, and created the conditions for regret, guilt, and self-aversion that would fatally undermine their practice. When your sila is pure, when you're kind to others, and you treat them honestly, then you feel happy. There's no remorse in your mind. When, through not harming others, you feel no remorse, then you're already in a heaven realm. Physically and mentally you're at ease. Whether you eat or sleep, you feel at ease. You're happy. Happiness is born of sila. Certain actions have certain results. The abandonment of evil through keeping precepts leads by a natural law to the arising of goodness. Acts of generosity and a firm commitment to sila created the basic sense of well-being and self-respect necessary for progress in meditation. But it was also necessary to develop the ability to reflect upon experience. Without it, satisfaction with those positive states of mind might inhibit rather than promote more profound spiritual development. If we're happy, we tend to get heedless. We don't want to go any further. We attach to that happiness. We like it. It's heaven, and we're the deities. It's easeful, and we live in blissful ignorance. So, reflect on happiness, but don't be deluded by it. Reflect on the drawbacks of happiness, that it's unstable, doesn't stay with us for long, and once gone, suffering resumes and the tears return. Luang Por cautioned that in the long term, meditation practices would only fulfill their potential if meditators cultivated a spirit of renunciation through reflecting on the drawbacks of all conditioned phenomena, even the most refined and easeful. They had to clearly see the inadequacy of any stopgap, contingent solution to suffering. They needed to recognize that as long as even subtle defilements remained in the mind, there could be no true peace and contentment. And it was only through pursuing Dhamma practice to its conclusion that defilements could be completely eliminated. Dwelling on the necessity to follow the path to its end furnishes meditators with the enthusiasm and commitment to devote themselves to meditation through the ups and downs, the thicks and thins of practice. Without cultivating the spirit of renunciation, meditators tend to grasp on to the initial fruits of meditation that appear as the coarser defilements are attenuated. Rather than striving for complete liberation from all attachment, they settle for what Luang Por called the thin-skinned peace of elevated states of mind. Look deeply. What is the present state of your mind? Simply stay with that awareness. If you keep that up, you will have a foundation. You will have mindfulness and alertness, whether standing, walking, sitting or lying down. If you see anything coming up, then just let it be. Don't attach to it. Liking and disliking, pleasure and pain, doubts and faith are all just the mind commentating on and reflecting on its experience. Examine its results. Don't put labels on things. Know what they are. See everything that arises in the mind as merely a mental state, something impermanent, that, having arisen, persists for a while and then ceases. Things are merely processes. There's no self, no real separation between others and ourselves. There's nothing that should be clung to.